My name is Eric Small. This video is one of a set of short tutorials directed towards the new Cinema 4D user. These tutorials will be brief overviews of various aspects and concepts within the software. Cinema 4D has very robust modeling tool sets. Once you start with a primitive, you can start with a primitive object and adjust its base parameters until you have what you think is going to be a good starting point for whatever it is you're trying to model. Once then, we can click the button at the very top upper left corner here that says Make Editable. By clicking that, now we have access to the polygons of the object. If we go up here, we have our different selection modes. We have a live selection, rectangle selection, lasso selection, and polygon selection. Live selection is one of the simplest to use. It's like a brush that you can use to select your polygons. Or we can switch modes and we can look at our point mode, our vertices, and we can click and select on our vertices. Likewise, we can switch to edge mode, and then we can select our edges as well. With our rectangle tool, it works just as it does in other software. We can click and drag a rectangle. And we have the option here. We see that this rectangle selection, if I select all of these, it will actually select the edges that are not visible. We have the option over here though, we can select only visible. And now if we make a selection, we'll see that only the edges that were visible when we made the selection will be selected. There's many other options in the select menu in order to adjust your selection. Within your mesh tools, you have an extensive array of modeling tools, from your line cut to your polygon extrude. All of these will be either active or inactive. You see how we have the ability to extrude here, but the inset tool is currently grayed out. Those are dependent on what mode you are currently in and what you have selected, and whether if you're in polygon mode or vertex mode or edge mode. And now you see that we switched to polygon mode. The inset tool is now available for use. We have a lot of other tools within the submenus as well. If at some point you know the name of a tool that you want to use, but you don't know where it is, you can always press Shift-C on the keyboard, and it will bring up this commander window. Once you start typing in, if we want, let's say, the extrude tool, we get all of the options with extrude in the name. And we see that extrude, in parentheses, model, as from modeling tool. So if we select that one, we now have the ability to extrude the polygon selection that we have. Anything that you would need to use in terms of modeling should be logically laid out within the menus up at the top of the software. Otherwise, you always have the ability to use that Shift-C function to bring up the commander and type in the exact command or even object that you want to create. For example, if I want to create a sphere, I can type in sphere, and I can make a sphere in the viewport.